Yes, folks, your eyes do not deceive you. I picked up another one of these. For no other reason than I did not want to let it get into the hands of a heathen that would destroy it. That, and it would make a cool video. But it is yet another Compaq Presario 5000. You can see it's got the Intel Celeron sticker on the side of it. I think it's basically the same machine, except I think this one is all original. There's your two USB ports on the front. I don't think anything particularly special has been done with this one. No upgrades or anything like that. I guess we'll find out. There's your model number sticker and a serial number. The front of it's a little yellowed, which is kind of unfortunate, but what can you expect out of a system like this? It's got this thing on it. Oh, what is this? Order my style accent kits at compaq.com/at-home/order. Interesting. My Presario reference guide. Of course, none of that is still around. So that's cool. Wasn't expecting to find that. You can see here's your spec sticker, assuming it's accurate. 633 megahertz Celeron, 64 megs of RAM. Less of it, of course, available as actual RAM because some of it's video memory. 15 gig hard drive, CD-ROM, and a 56K modem. See disclaimers. 07-19-2000. So, that's cool. Like I said, I don't think this thing's been upgraded at all. I think it's original. It had something in it, but that's been removed. There's a modem. Just in case you didn't realize it was a modem, it says modem right on it. They obviously used the parallel port because one of the retention nets for the parallel port's missing. But I find it funny that they have the serial parallel and joystick ports on the back there. I'm also kind of curious that this one does not have a joystick port. I think mine did. I'm not sure if this is a slightly different model or not. What I can tell you is if we can flip it on its side here without completely destroying it, is that the cover comes off of this a lot easier. Not that you'll be able to see it when I do this. You don't need to sit on it and kick it halfway across the block, which is very nice. So, there you can see, well, that fan's no good. There's the CPU, PGA 370, the single stick of RAM, which is probably original. It's got 4 PCI slots. And there's a nice carpet on the power supply, which is an Compaq power supply. That's actually very nice to see. And there's the other reason why I bought it. It's got the hard drive, which is not something you see very often at thrift stores anymore, because there's supposed to be a directive that tells them to get rid of these things for data privacy concerns. But evidently sometimes that just doesn't happen. But I think the only thing I can really do now is... Okay, something looks weird about this connection at the front. I'm not sure why half of it's sticking off the motherboard, but I won't judge. I think it's the original board anyway. It may not be. It should be, but it may not be. So I notice it doesn't extend all the way out to the last couple of plugs there. So this may be a different board. I guess we'll find out. I don't expect it to be, but we'll see. I think it's a different board than the one that's in my other one. But again, it's been so long since I've had the cover off of that one that I don't know. Silly me. I could have just taken a look at the side panel. That is not the original board. That's been upgraded. Unless they used an Intel D815 EGEW motherboard. in this particular system. I'm not convinced they did. But, there you go. I guess that answers that question. Okay. There it is. I've got it hooked up. Let's see if it blows up. That would explain why that front panel connector looked weird. Certainly. So there's a lot of... Oop. Oh, now it's on. So, yep, that's a generic board. Keyboard error. Now, why do I have a keyboard error? Oh, now it's going into an operating system. Probably Windows XP. Yeah, Windows XP. I don't remember when they got rid of the professional designation. So I know it's definitely pre-Service Pack 3. It's probably pre-Service Pack 2. May even be RTM. Since I know it says 2001 down there. But if this thing's got 64 megs of RAM, that's gonna suck. It's gonna really suck. At least these being PS2 peripherals, they'll work. The time and date's invalid. That's fine. There's no password on the system, so I may need to stop this video depending upon what this does next. WL installer, email outside of office, there's a new folder, it's in French, okay, MSN Messenger, I'm glad that's covered up. Let's take a look here. Microsoft Mouse. So, yeah, we've got about... Well, there's not much free space left. Holy crap. Yep, we've got people's data. I'm gonna open this. I hope it's innocuous. Otherwise, I'm gonna edit it out. Okay, yeah, that's fairly innocuous. Just a picture of somebody's home. Wonder what camera that was taken on. Almost looks like a Mavica, honestly. So that's neat. So, incomplete. Oh, look at that. Pirated files. That's neat. Oh, geez. Okay, well, that's where we were. What's in shared? This is probably where everything is. If this folder isn't completely corrupted. You know what? I think they reversed... Wow, that's actually smart. I didn't think they'd do that. But the hard drive LED and the power LED are reversed. Oh, the computer freeze? Or did Explorer just break? Yeah. So there is something on that MSN thing there. Holy crap. Oh, well, that's not as bad as I expected to find. But that's still pretty bad. Quantum Fireball. Yeah, so that's probably the original drive. 82815. Pro 100. Intel Audio. So yeah, nothing too spectacular. Just the Explorer, which is broken. Okay, I think other than this giant folder of no doubt pirated things, there's not much else on here that's of very much interest. I was kind of hoping to maybe find some pictures or something similar, but it looks like that's not going to happen. which is fine. You know, I would prefer not to find like a porn collection or something similar, because it seems like every time I get a computer these days, it's certainly got something on it. I'm sure there's probably something on here if I look through it carefully enough, which I'm not going to do because I just don't care that much. So, it functions. So there's not much else I can really think of to share with this. So we'll just shut it down and move on to the next project, I suppose. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into the setup utility. Well, now it's going to shut down, I guess. Celeron with a 66 megahertz FSB. I wonder if this would support better than that. I know it will definitely support more RAM. It's only got the one slot that's filled. It thinks it's 1990, of course. What else can this do? Plug and play OS. Legacy USB. Parallel port. Does not have any yeah, it does have ECP mode, but you can't control anything about it. Not that it matters. The battery's dead, obviously. Well, it's probably the original components, everything but the motherboard. So it wouldn't surprise me if the power supply, the original power supply, failed violently and they had to replace the motherboard. And they just used everything that they could from the old system. So I think that's pretty much it anyway. PXE boot is on by default. That's cool. I'm going to just go ahead and save changes and exit, and I'm going to shut this thing off. And we'll wrap it up with that. Thank you for watching. If you've got any comments, feel free to leave them below.